All right, we're live. This is session 26, I think, of the Crossmeet campaign. Previously in Kulthania, the party successfully intercepted the Sanatu, who are delivering an ancient diary back to their stronghold. They brought it back and turned it into Lady Lesever and were rewarded. They had a few days downtime, to which they started doing some renovations, building a barn for the animals, some under the house renovations, which didn't go so well with the kobolds, kind of made it worse. But they've got a master builder in there now who's working on it. Belmera got sick of their shit and moved out, I think. And she's living at the 3 now. And so we're going to start there. It is the 19th of Rotting. It's a very cold day. Not as cold as the deep winter month will bring, but it's probably the coldest day of the season so far. You could see outside, you can see hundreds of tiny columns of white smoke coming up from the chimneys of houses. The people in the streets are scurrying quickly, eager to be inside. Carts and wagons creak louder than usual, that sort of thing. So I believe Belmera is at the 3, and the other 3 of you are back at your house, and you're all awoken to the sounds of hammering outside your house across the street, like the barn itself. So any order you want to go in, just jump in from there. Maybe we'll start with Grim.
Okay. Yeah, so I wake up early with the sound of the sawing and the hammering, and I'm only mildly annoyed because I know that it's improving our situation, and then I smile to myself with the realization that Belmera is not here right now, and I get a fire going, start the usual morning routine we have, and and I kind of walk to the back door and poke my head out to see how things are going with the barn. I remember that Jodad is having a room put in the top of the barn, so that we'll have 3 separate rooms now, and we'll hopefully be able to stay that way. But at least for the time being, I assume it's not ready yet. Yeah, just take a look, see how things are going.
So these 5 gnomes, the Sveldries, as you've come to know them, they're the coopers for the town. They make wagons as well as barrels, and they're at work, almost like ants, quickly talking to each other and going about business. Now they haven't been at it long. It's still going to be several days before the barn's finished, but it's definitely underway. So Jodette, you undoubtedly hear this hammering and sawing, and the sawing sounds are not Belmera snoring, so there's that.
Right. Okay. Well, I will get up from the strange bedroom, I suppose, and meander out to the table area and sit down and start eating as the food is prepared. Maybe looking out the window and watching them work a little bit as they're doing it, but I don't have anything major on my mind this morning.
Okay. Yeah. So you don't know. I don't know how much you know about barn building, but they seem to certainly be studious and working steadily at it. Torun, you get back to the house maybe when they wake up. You probably got up early, went for a jog. Very, very cold this morning. You can definitely see your breath, like constantly on every step, that kind of thing. And so when you get back to the house, maybe they weren't there when you left, but they're there now, and they're working on the barn. These 5 gnomes.
All right. When I enter the house, I sit down to eat. Grim prepared, and I just say, "I think I need a coat."
Yeah. I say, for how long? How long do you need the coat for?
The winter?
Oh. Well, if you need one for this morning, I can help you out, but for something more
Best get
long term,
my
I'll
own.
have to go to Clothia. I see. I need to run out this morning. I'll be right back. I won't be going long. If you would just keep an eye on the fire for me, I appreciate it.
Oh, yeah. You see me grab my plate and actually move right next to the fire.
The house is a bit cool. It's just starting to warm up again. It was a cold night.
Yeah.
One thing you did notice on the previous evening is that the lighthouse is glowing again.
Nice.
The lighthouse is about 5 miles outside of town, and from what you know, Firewall has gone to take up that job. So.
Yeah. How many days has it been since we got back with the book?
A couple, like
Just
two,
one or
two,
two, or?
two complete days have passed. It's
Okay.
the morning of the third day since you got back.
Gotcha. All right. So what I'm going to do is once you see the fire is tended to, I'm going to go out. I'm going to make a couple stops in the way, which we don't have to go into detail, but
Fine.
someplace that makes decent furniture. You know, I'm sure there's I know there's at least one in town. I'm pretty sure, if I remember correctly.
There are carpenters in town, but there's no like furniture stores with furniture in town.
Okay, well,
but people make furniture as on request.
Yeah. Okay. Then whichever one, to any of them that seem competent at making decent furniture.
Okay.
And when I stop by, I'm going to place an order for table, chairs, for the common area, and 3 new beds. Bed frames anyway.
Okay.
We can work on how much it'll cost, but and then the other place I was going to stop on the way would be for new mattresses, bed sheets, blankets, things like that. Some new, new stuff, basically.
Murgy's wife can help you with that. She's a taxidermist in town, so she could probably also help you with doing mattresses. So what I'm going to say for now is they're just going to take your order. They're not going to ask for any money yet, and then they know where you are in town, so they'll let you know when it's ready.
We have a bit of at least something of a reputation. Yep. Oh, and the other place I was going to stop, which I forgot about, is just stop by the Potter and Silversmith and basically going to order plates and mugs and some flatware, that sort of thing. To kind of go along with it.
Okay.
So basically, just trying to get the house at least lightly furnished, and like so we can decide in between, but the specifics and how much it'll cost, and so I do that on the way. But I'm actually heading over to Lady
LeSevers?
LeSevers' house. I was forgetting.
Okay.
So I'm that takes me at least an hour or two to get there with my stops and discussing with people, that sort of thing. And so I show up and knock on the door.
Okay, so I'm going to jump back to you in a second. Belmera?
Yep, that's right.
When you wake up, Spindle has spun a nice little web on the ceiling of the room you're staying in and is hanging down about 2 feet above your head, like just hanging there staring at you with her black eyes.
It's in the shape of a heart.
Since she's been
Says Charlotte.
pickled for the last couple of days, you'll just breathe on him.
It's some dwarf,
And she'll roll out of bed and just try to compose herself. Grab the empty flask next to her bed, and
There's a fresh pitcher of water there
Yeah, but
next to
she
the bed. There's also fresh towels.
she doesn't want water.
I know. I'm just telling you what's there.
She'll get up, still hang, or grab on her clothes. She'll go down, order a flask of alcohol
Okay.
to go.
No one bats you an eye for ordering booze in the morning here. Faye gladly gets you your booze. You can cross off maybe you just want one flag. You can cross off maybe one noble for that.
And she'll go.
It's a big flag.
She'll go down to the house.
Okay, so when you get to the house, you find Grim isn't there, but Tarun is, and Jodad is, and the Sveldries, these gnomes, are busy at work on your barn behind the house.
Yeah, I'm guessing she can just hear the noise of the hammering and sawing.
Sure, and maybe when you approach, like kind of from an angle, you can see some of the beginnings of the construction as well.
Well, I mean, she opens the door kind of forcefully, staying there with the half-empty flagon in her hand.
You're letting in all the freezing cold.
I turn around at the source of the sudden chill, and I see Belmera standing in the doorway. You? I thought you left.
Me. Why is it so freezing in here?
You're letting all the gold Aaron.
She closes the door with a kick and kind of, where's Grim? I need to talk to him.
Outside, somewhere.
Well, is he gonna be gone long?
He said watch the fire, and he didn't say how long he'd be.
I want to talk to him about fire. She sits down.
Okay, so you sit by the fire. You're gradually warming up.
What is that racket, by the way?
The people building the barn outside.
I hope you take
They'll
care.
be
I
done.
know she didn't say gnomes.
I hope you take care of Sausage. He doesn't like the noise, you know.
So he's in very, very good hands.
Yes, very good.
You need to talk to Grim
small
about-
hands.
Yeah. You know, when we fight, right? And he makes everything catch on fire. I've been trying to learn that, but I can't seem to get the gist of it. So I want to ask what the secret is.
Well, he started this fire.
Yeah, but you know where he makes the explosion. But he kind of winks at you.
I just kind of look away, and I'm just imagining Belmera just striding throughout town, just casting fireballs on all the buildings. Triumphantly.
Which house is Sven's? Which house is Sven's? Okay, we're going to jump back to Lady Lesever's house for a second. So, Bade answers the door. In fact, he opens the door just as you walk up to it, like about to knock.
I tip my hat.
Morning. I am not expecting you. Do you have an appointment with the lady?
No. Truth be told, but I was under the impression she was deciphering the book, and well, to be fair, I'm a little concerned about what comes next, so I was hoping to speak to her about that. If she's
Please
not
wait here a moment. She is, but she might
I
make
nod.
time for you. Please wait for a moment.
I nod and step in and kind of shake my hat off and hang it up on the peg.
Okay. Belmera leaves, and he comes back after a moment and says, "Yes, she can spare you a few moments. Please follow me to her office." You go up the familiar hardwood stairs, down the really hardwood floor, past a few doors, her office being at the end, and Bade opens the door and shows you in. You see her behind the desk in her office with dark oak furniture and lots of books. She's got her robe pulled up. There's lanterns on her desk, and she's got the book open that you brought back in front of her, in fact. And beside that, there's a scroll, and she's making notes.
Mm-hmm.
She looks up at you. She says, "Come in, come in."
Thank you.
Thank you, Bade. Bade nods and leaves.
Sorry for disturbing you. Well, truth be told, we're getting a little restless, and I wanted to come see how the translation was going, and if we had any direction yet.
I know the general area that my Thalamar is. Well, I hesitate to say rumored to be in. I'm convinced of it now. Some still believe it to be myth. But I have still a good part of this book to go through. I need something more specific. If you have side work you wish to pursue in the meantime, you are free to do so. I should have work for you, hopefully, by the time I get through this book. I'm losing some of my other employees, but that's for good news.
I understand. Is based on what you've translated so far, is there any indication of how anything we might do to prepare now, or?
Well, if you are willing to travel there, I can tell you for certain it will take you into the Arctic near the Dragonspine Mountains.
It's good to know. That will at least give us something we can work towards in the meantime, so we're not scrambling at the last minute. I hate that.
Of course. Well, the city has remained hidden or lost for 5 centuries now.
I say, well, that was all really. I didn't want to take up too much of your time. I did have one unrelated question.
Please.
Do you have any recommendations? Any recommendations for a good? I'm not sure what you call them, a property manager or assistant of some kind. We spend a lot of time out of town, as you may know, and quite frankly, we're having some work done on the house, and it would help to have someone we trust to sort of oversee things, take deliveries, deal with any issues that might come up, that sort of thing. I know you wouldn't necessarily have anyone yourself, but if you have anyone that you've, perhaps contracted in the past or heard is trustworthy, that sort of thing, rather than just picking a random kid off the street.
She said, she thinks for a moment. She says, offhand, I would recommend the mayor. It is what he did before he took the position, and he doesn't. His civic duties do not keep him busy all day long, or even half a day, most days. So
that hadn't occurred to me, but
he might seem indecisive at times, or even a bit bumbling. But he knows his real estate, and he certainly has the authority. I would.
That is indeed good to know. He he would certainly know his way through any regulations we might come into come up against, and no, he still sort of owes us a few favors, so I will do that. Thank you.
She nods. She says, "Well, I hope to have something more for you in a few days, and I'll speak to you then."
All right, I appreciate it. So the lighthouse is lit. That's well done.
Yes, Firel has taken up residence there. Although he had a message he wanted to ask you about. You'll have to speak to Markella and Tim about it. I think they plan on coming to see you later today. I don't think it was anything urgent.
All right. Well, again, thank you for your time. I don't want to keep you. I get up and I...
She nods. Bade, and the door immediately opens and Bade is standing right there. Yes.
I jerk my head back to avoid catching in the face. And I give her a final nod and follow him out.
Okay.
And
he leads you back. He hands you your hat and all that.
I dismiss myself and try to think where's the mayor's house. As I sort of step out onto the street and begin peering. I don't know if I've ever been there.
You can find the mayor's house certainly. He frequently is seen in public places anyway, so he's probably not that hard to track down. But
okay, well, I don't need to go there immediately, but I'm going to keep my ears open for him if he's about and about.
Yeah, his house. There's Lady LeSevers. There's the mayor's house right there. So it's not that far away.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, I guess for the time being,
he also has a little office in the town meeting hall.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I think for now I'll just hit home and we can discuss. I can discuss the rest with my friends.
Okay.
So I am back.
Back at the house. So yeah, when you leave the house, you pull up your coat and everything. It's quite chilly outside. You can see your breath. There's a lot of people scurrying through the streets. It's about 10, and it's not quite 10 in the morning. Back at the house, there's a loud knock at the door. Boom, boom, boom.
I go to the door and I open it slightly and peer out.
All right. So you see a dwarf there with goggles, and he's you recognize him as Rogue, and he's
I realize that's not a gnome. I'm fully.
He's got a wheelbarrow there, and it's full of blocks. It's full of cutout blocks for building. And he looks at you standing there holding the wheelbarrow, and he's staring at you, blinking and squinting through his glasses. You can see steam coming out and kind of fogging up the goggles somewhat.
I
have the bricks. I have. Do you want me to continue working on the under of the house? I have
yes.
Some of the tools I'll need here.
No, of course. I step aside and let him pass.
So he comes in and he awkwardly wheels the wheelbarrow in and over to where the trap door is. You can see he's got a big tool belt on his side, lots of heavy tools sticking in it. He opens the trap door and upends the wheelbarrow, and all the blocks go down the bottom. And then he leaves the wheelbarrow and he climbs down and just closes the door behind him. And there's a wheelbarrow in your room there, in the main room now. Grim returns. Grim, when you get back, you can hear him working downstairs.
Yep. I glance at the wheelbarrow and nod appreciatively. I'm startled momentarily. Belmera. And my eyes kind of flick to the back door and then back to her. what brings you around?
About time.
She was hoping to have lunch with you and talk about making explosive fires at the 3.
No.
Well. Before we get into that too much, I was out doing other errands. I stopped by Lady Lesevis, and still no luck on the book. But I did get us a lead on someone to possibly manage our affairs while we're out of town, as we are now again. She recommended the mayor of all people. Seems to think that he has some free time, and
To do
well,
what?
quite frankly, he does owe us. So it might not be such a bad thing. Certainly, he would know all the ins and outs of local regulations and
What do
how
you want
to
to manage?
grease the wheels, so to speak. Oh, chances are all the various renovations we're having done and repairs and so forth will take more time than we'll probably be here. So it would be nice to have someone who can sort of just look after things, take deliveries, place orders for us if need be. Keep an eye on the place,
I'm sure he'll do a great job.
Yeah, I guess.
So it's good enough. If we play our cards right, he might even do it for nothing, just
So-
for him and us.
About making big magical fires.
Yes.
I understand that bat guano is involved.
Usually, I've learned some shortcuts to it, but generally speaking, if you're when you're first starting out, it's best to do it the right way. Yeah.
Come over here with the fireplace and show me how to cast that.
Yeah.
Well, maybe you could teach me that then.
Maybe it's a tricky spell. Yeah. Have you done anything similar to it?
Sleep?
So not then. We could. Well, if I'm going to teach you at all, I'd recommend going down by the ocean. And,
I can make fire. I guess. I learned that.
Well, that's something. That's something. But if we're going to practice any of this at all, we really need to be down by the water for safety reasons.
Yeah.
If we don't want to hurt anyone, and obviously if you should catch fire inadvertently by, making a mistake, we can just douse you quickly.
Yeah, that's okay. Dwarves can't catch on fire.
Really? Are you sure about that?
I never caught on fire before.
Right. Well.
But I don't know. It's horrible cold outside today. So and it's terrible noisy here. All the
Well,
banging.
we can certainly wait till it warms up.
Or perhaps you could go out to one of the clearings in the nearby woods and try it there for several hours until the help for the barn is gone.
Yeah, again, cold. Very
That's
cold.
why you're using fire magic. You will warm up very quickly.
No, cold.
Well, then, well, why don't we go out anyway? I mean, we'll do a little bit of fire magic to keep us warm, and I'll show you a bit about it. Come on. I give her a good solid slap on the shoulder. Come on. Buck up.
Well, I guess we can go a little outside. But,
Okay.
if it's not snow or rain or the wind gets too windy.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. So I'll kind of like lead Belmera by the arm and pull her outside.
Okay, so
As you
you
get
guys,
closer,
go ahead.
as you do that, you realize she smells terrible, like someone who has been drinking for 3 days.
Your room came with a free bath.
As I kind of pat her on the back, I do a little prestidigitation, and that this scent of like flowers kind of falls over.
Yes, a little bit. Yes, the room did come with a bath, but that took away time from her drinking.
Yeah.
So,
She left her ring around the room.
you guys want to leave town for a couple hours then to practice your spells, practice training and stuff?
Well, probably just down to the docks. Like, get an area along the shore there where there's not a wooden dock. Maybe the broken one.
But a pond.
The quickest way to get to like where there's fewer people is to go this way out of town. But you could certainly go down by the docks. You could go all over here is just loose forest. Up here is a lot of farms when you get way up here.
I think
there's lots of places of isolation. Over here, you could go down here, let's say, past the broken docks. You could go out of town here. You could go out of town here. I'm just saying that's your closest exit from town. That's all I'm saying.
I mean, we could go to the...
Well, we're not going to start to we're safe anyway, so...
In
We'll
all
just
fairness,
head over
any
to the
section of
docks.
town that- I'm sorry.
Okay.
Go, Steve. What were you saying?
I said, in all fairness, knowing Belmera, any section of town they're near will be uninhabited fairly quickly as they all run away terrified from her uncontrolled magics.
Well, honestly, Grim isn't that concerned at the moment that she'll pick it up that quickly. But, stranger things have happened, so getting to a less populated area would probably be prudent. And
Right.
near a large body of water even more so.
No, okay. So no problem. So you guys move out of town. You practice for a couple of hours, showing her some of the techniques over and over. It gets cold after a while because a lot of magic involves holding your fingers in certain positions and things like that. And so you're after a couple of hours, you're pretty chilly and want to seek warmth. So I'm going to jump ahead to about lunchtime. And what do you guys want to do for lunch? It's noisy back at your house. Rogie is downstairs hammering and putting bricks and iron together and stuff like that. And outside, the Spelljus are hammering.
Unless Grim wanna go out murdering Swen, Belmera will go back to the tree and have lunch and a bath.
Yeah, we'll head back to the tree. Well, as I'm sort of training her, I and I'm sure she's complaining about the cold the entire time. So I'm making mention of the fact that you have to understand, Belmera, that magics of these of this power takes a great deal of discipline. A lot of that includes dealing with harsh conditions. When you have to cast these spells, you're not going to be comfortable. You're going to be under fire. You're going to be people will be swinging weapons at you, arrows whizzing over your head, trolls and all sorts of things coming down on you. It's better to practice them in adverse conditions like this. Trust me.
Mm-hmm.
My master used to he used to hurl rocks and things like that at me while I was practicing. And
that helped.
Oh, that explains a lot.
No. Yeah. Well, it was his style, and I did learn to cast under pressure, no doubt. But let's go get something to eat at least.
Okay, so on the way to the three, so you guys go back to the house. The four of you gather up, and you make your way down Workers' Way towards the three. And on your way there, before you enter the three, Belmera, you notice the streets aren't as crowded as normal because of the cold, and people that are on the streets are hurrying to get inside. So And Belmera, you notice 3 gnomes that look familiar to you. When you see them, you're coming from this way. They're turning and headed into the slag pit.
I mean, all gnomes look the same to her.
Yeah, but these are 3 these are 3 in your past that you recognize.
She kind of scowls. So you can cast that spell, right? What do you call it? Ball of fire?
Which spell?
The ball of fire spell.
Well, yes.
And I mean, in a way, you kind of owe me a favor, right?
Oh, depends on what it is.
Could you burn down the slag pit?
I could, but I'm not going to.
Why not?
We need to talk about maybe recalibrating your moral compass. Really? We need to talk about recalibrating your moral compass, and that's coming from me.
I mean,
I'm going to say that you guys are inside the 3 having this conversation because it's cold outside.
Yeah, that's fine.
yeah, but I mean, as you said, it's okay when you murder someone that's bad and is hurting others, right?
So what would happen? Do you imagine? And let's call this a magic exercise to expand your mind a bit.
Mm-hmm.
Think about it. Let's say it's just happened. We've come to the 3 to celebrate our victory over evil. What do you imagine would happen next?
What would happen next?
Yeah, we're sitting here. Deed's been done. You're happy. I'm sick to my stomach. And so, what do you think would actually happen next?
We're talking about the slag pit burning down, or the whole ladies?
Yeah. For example.
Well, I imagine it would involve heavy drinking.
On our part, perhaps. But what do you suppose would happen apart from us? Let's say the town's reaction to it.
Well, I'm sure that Ivan will complain and moan a little bit, and we will just explain that this was a seedy place of evil.
Yeah, if by complain you mean lynched, then you're right. If you don't mean that, then I mean lynched. We would.
I don't think he will lynch you.
No, but other people would, and look, I'm not Sven's biggest fan myself, but simply murdering him in cold or hot blood, as the case may be.
Oh yes, Sven.
Is probably not the best idea. Nor is burning down a building in the in the middle of town.
Yeah. We need to go 2 miles outside town before we can build buildings down. I know. So, okay. Here's what we're gonna do. If someone comes asking for me, I'm not here. You don't know me. I never been here.
Where's here? Where we are now?
Anywhere. You never seen me. Belmera who?
Well, there's a flaw in that plan in that almost literally everyone in this town has seen me with you, and vice versa.
But just say there was some other dwarf called Bridget.
Not everyone is as dim-witted as others.
Bridget the Iron Maiden. That's who you're with. I mean, trust me. I mean, humans are stupid. They wouldn't know the difference.
No, they would. And have you always been this way?
What do I? And she constantly, she's not paying full attention to what you're saying. She's constantly keeping an eye on the door, turning around, looking. What
Are
way?
you still taking your mushrooms?
I kind of ran out yesterday.
Hmm.
But
Well, let's deal with more immediate issues. Suppose you did burn down the. Yeah. Suppose you did, I don't know, hypothetically burn down the slag pit.
uh-huh.
Who would supply you with your mushrooms?
That's
Who
right.
would that be? Who would do that?
I guess. And she kind of looks at the door and says, "So, if you order something to eat, and I will just go take a bath." Yeah. And she goes upstairs.
Okay, leaving the three of you there, scratching your heads, perhaps.
No.
Yeah, did you hit her
I
in the
can't-
head while you were out training?
I kind of lean in. It's like, and I whisper so that no one else can hear. It's like, are we gonna have to kill her? She's
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
Now you want to kill someone.
Now the
No,
title
no,
of this becomes clear.
I think this is I do not know a lot about dwarves, but I'm beginning to wonder if Belmera is not what is the word? Adolescent. Yeah.
Torrance
Perhaps
stops when you say adolescent, like you thought you were going to say something else.
she is coming into her own naturally, and because there are not other dwarves around, it is difficult for her because there are not answers. I mean, let's face it. Since we have known her, there has been the facial hair. This is often sign of coming into that period for.
I've known dwarfs my whole life, and I've never heard any of them talk about casually contemplating just wanton destruction and murder. Frankly,
But for the most part, it is only
Michael?
against Sven, right? And he is a gnome. Perhaps.
no, yeah, gnomes. That's part of the
I don't-
problem. But
I don't see what that makes it better. That's a gnome.
No. I'm saying is like trigger for nightmare. If as small child you are bit by big black dog, perhaps later in life you see big black dog and you get scared. Yes, maybe
Gnomes
some.
better.
yeah,
It's possible. Gnomes here, some of them they live underground with dwarves. Perhaps something bad happened to her when she was younger. Is part of why she left.
I'm running those mushrooms having an adverse effect on her brain. I mean, I know they affect her, but I think maybe they're having a long-term, more permanent effect that we need to be concerned about.
Yes, but do you remember her when she wasn't taking them? It is like 10 times worse.
Well, for a time, yes, but
Mm.
I've seen people who've gone through difficult times with drinking and they've had to quit, and they go through a very rough period, but eventually they come out the
Would
other side.
they try to kill gnomes and burn down their...
Well, we would have to restrain her. We would have to restrain her during that period.
I have seen something like this. In the Yellow Sea, there are occasionally holidays that involve a seer from the tribe, and they take a lot of medicines, and they are able to see things. And if, depending on what vision is, sometimes this lasts for days and days and days and days, but because explanation must be had, they keep feeding the shaman these cactus flowers. At the end of it, they send them to Tint. Tint is very, very hot. And they lock door. It's very hard to lock Tint the door, but you can do it. And they stay inside many, many days. And there's screaming, there's clawing, there's loud noises, but at the end, they either come out or are dead. If they come out, they are very normal, and if they are dead, well, they're dead.
They're still normal, just dead. No, I've such things for religious and magical purposes, and I've used some similar things myself occasionally in my training. But anything can be overdone. I mean, I could probably cast more than I do, but it could kill me if I try beyond what I'm normally capable of in the course of a day. And I think perhaps her mind has been pushed a bit too far. I'm wondering if we might be able to get some sort of tonic from the alchemist to maybe ease her transition off of them. Yes, I don't like saying his name.
The other option is when Dwarf is done building your room, you just lock her in there for several days.
Can't we?
Well, yeah, she could also hurt herself, and although her magic is limited so far, she could still do quite a bit of damage to herself, our house, and potentially us.
What
Could
if we took
ask
yes.
Ivan if we could use one of his cells temporarily for our purposes?
Does he have any cells that suppress magic? I know they have them in some of the biggest cities, but I don't know if Ivan will have such one.
I wouldn't imagine so. What if we took her back north to other town where young boy disappeared, and we keep her away from Sven and mushrooms for 4, 5, 6 days, and occupy her with this task. Perhaps that would give time for everything to wear off and her to settle down, and it lets us accomplish something that is genuinely helpful to somebody else.
That's a good idea. I do hesitate to inflict her on other people at this point, but we do need to get her out and doing something while she purges that poison from the system.
So then the question is now, do we wait for Lady Lucifer to be done with book, or do we leave with Belmera perhaps afternoon, in the morning, and we just look at what she has, the lady, when we get back? I do not know which is more important.
My impression from the lady is that she was terribly close. That she had still ways to go. Plus, she did say that if we had other business, we could safely take care of it without any problems. As she pointed out, this place has been lost for millennia, for quite a number of hundreds of years, and a few more days will make a big difference.
So, if we take your idea of earlier and talk to, so sorry.
Sorry.
To
talk to the man, right?
Yes, talk to Jesper and have him look after house and barn and Rogaine or whatever is the name of dwarf building underground.
Rogaine.
If we have him look after him, then that would give us plenty of time to head north and look after the missing boy.
I like it. All right. Well, I tell you what. Why don't you get some food in Belmera? She always takes things better when she's full. And I'll go talk to our friend.
Just food or
keep. I guess she'll need them, but we'll try and keep it toned down.
My question is, do we want her to ride the pig out of town or pour her in back of wagon?
Wagon, yeah.
Oh, so then perhaps she could have a few drinks.
I see where you're going with that.
Yes, it makes her a little less. What about the drink they made for you, Torun?
Tamroon.
You mean the one to calm me down?
Yes. If we use it and sedate her, then she will not be able to object.
Yes, but you see, I
That's
think
brilliant.
in this case we might need a much stronger dose.
That's why we mix it with
Oh, yeah.
alcohol.
Right.
And then Belmera died because we mixed medication with alcohol.
You know what? It's still Evelyn's fault for not giving us the proper documentation.
You should have put a warning label on the bottle. It was all Evelyn's fault. We didn't do anything. But do you think maybe
What do they call
Evelyn
it?
would have?
Drug interactions, yeah.
And do you think maybe
were
Evelyn
told
might
we were
have
drug
a
interactions.
stronger thing that could work on dwarves? Because their constitution, their ability to resist like alcohol is legendary.
Should be fine.
Okay.
I am a wizard. You can trust me. All right. So
Raise an eyebrow
Okay.
at that.
So after you guys finish this conversation, Belmera comes back downstairs, and she's freshly bathed, smells cleaner. At the same time, Ivan comes in, and he heads straight for the bar. And you recognize this is the usual time he comes into the 3 to get his lunch. And as per usual, Faye has a couple of tin plates there ready for him.
Not that it
As
matters
he
a
walks
whole
past
lot.
your
Have you
table-
ever seen him drink on duty?
Never. In off duty, you've seen him drink a little bit.
Right.
He only has 1 or 2 beers. On duty, never. That's not true of Bram, though, the dwarven guard.
well, yeah.
Of course.
So Ivan walks past your table and, hello.
Yep. I tip my hat to him.
Going for his lunch.
Yep.
Okay. Belmera
I'm
comes
gonna
back
help
down
him.
to the table. Faye brings you guys some food.
Yeah, Belmera has taken her rapier with her down.
Okay, so when Belmera comes back downstairs, you can see she's in full combat gear mode.
Mm-hmm.
No, comment, yes. That more or less just means she took on her rapier. So she sits down. She looks at Ivan, waits till he leaves the inn.
Okay.
So you guys are building, huh?
Yes, a barn
Mhm.
for the animals, and there is a spot for sausage, of course.
That's very fascinating. So I think I will go down to the slag pig and pick up some of my
No.
Well, yes, you could do that, but Graham just asked me if I could do one of my card readings about the missing boy up north, and it's always easier the more people we have. So if we could do that first, and then you could go about your business, it would be much appreciated.
She keeps looking at the door. That sounds great. You do that, and I'll be right back.
No, I need your help.
Huh?
Because
Now-
you
we-
and Graham
and we-
are the only people
we
with
just-
magical arcane talents here.
Yeah.
Just
just ordered
then,
food.
Faye brings food to your table. It's hot and fresh.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. As long as
Good.
as long as it doesn't involve water, I think Grim is okay.
I'm gonna catch Faye's eye and kind of gesticularly order an ale for Belmera.
Okay, she gives you a nod and a bit of a smile, and she winks back as if she knows what it's all about. But
Belmera will be sitting
That's a little creepy.
kind of fiddling, kind of drawing the rapier out a little, and then putting it back into the sheet, and she will do that while she's looking at the door.
So I'm gonna take my cards and slide them across the table so that they're right in front of Belmera.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, much like last time, Belmera, I will need you to shuffle and take first card.
Uh-huh. See, looks disturbed. What? What are you saying? And she
The
looks at
cards in front of you. I need.
No, I don't have time to play cards.
No. This is making use of your arcane talents.
Oh?
Yes. You remember last time we did this? We got some answers, but it was not me. I found out later it was because of the the power of the group that we are with. That's why we must have you to help us with this.
I don't seem to remember we did this.
Yes, we did.
I'm sure it was with us.
Yes, of course.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure I will remember some magical cards.
Yeah, well, the cards, they are not magical. You are. Yeah, at any rate,
Okay. See, cuts the deck.
and pick a card and then pass it around. And I don't know how many times we're gonna have to go around, but it's gonna be enough times that we have time for Faye to bring back over the ale and get it down in front of Belmera. And the entire time, I'm just going to be riffing and BSing on what the cards mean.
Okay. All right. And this is all just to cover you casting a spell, kind of thing.
No, this is all just to keep Belmera from leaving, because I figure I can entertain her with the idea that it's her arcane abilities that are helping. And my description of the card is going to paint a dire need for us to leave as immediately as possible to head back north for this young man, because of the possibility that he has some, I have no ancient dwarven treasure. I have no idea.
That's cool. That's cool. So this one,
Did I leave you, or am I?
You're still there.
Or am I still there? Oh, okay.
You're all still there.
So I'm supporting as much as I can. I'm nodding and so forth. I say, and I'll like throw in and say, doesn't this one refer to hidden riches? Seem to remember that.
Okay. Tashif, are you also assisting in this this charade?
I'm not, because I know I'm not that good at it.
Okay.
So unless
which is help.
Like,
Which I could count as help.
Right.
I'm helping by not screwing anything.
I keep my mouth shut.
I mean, under normal circumstances, Belmera is maybe paying 50-60% attention, and you get the impression she's down to like 10, lower. She's very preoccupied with the door and her rapier. So she's responding like if you say something in the east, she will respond in the west or in the north.
Okay. So at the very least, you managed to keep Belmera there through the meal until the ale comes. Belmera, you do see someone come in the door, but it's probably not who you expect. You see Markel come in with Tam. And they approach your table, and they're both smiling, even Tam. Not something either of them does often. And they ask if they can join you.
Of course. Please have a seat. While we're who has Torun's medication? Wasn't it Jodat? Or was it me?
I think so. I think it was Steve.
I thought it was me.
Okay. So when I get up and I start shuffling chairs around, I kind of surreptitiously gesture to you to into Belmera's class while I'm distracting everyone.
Oh, okay, no problem. So Markel, he says that Tam and I are traveling north. The lady is going to need a guide to guide you through the colossal expanse when you go. We're going to track him down. But that's beside the point. That's not really why we stopped by. We actually are wanted to invite you to a small celebration this evening. We are betrothed to each other. And they both kind of give each other a smile.
Oh, well, congratulations.
Thank you.
We are
leaving. We are leaving for Gulthanor tomorrow, but for tonight, we are going to celebrate. We wanted you to join us in the celebration, and this will probably be the last task we do for the lady, unless there's an emergency. We've wanted to get married for some time, and well, everyone in this organization is convinced that you're more than capable of taking over for what we did. So, well done on that.
Oh, well, thank you, and that's wonderful news. We wouldn't miss it. In fact, there's a very good chance, and I kind of glance around at everyone, that we may be heading north ourselves tomorrow. So perhaps we can travel a bit together. We're of course heading up. Yeah. What's that town's name?
Cerner.
Cerner. Yes. We're heading up to Cerner, so at least for some of the distance we can travel together.
Yes. Cerner's about halfway there. Well, if you're interested, I'll be back here this evening about 8-ish, and we can have some drinks and talk. And
excellent.
Tam smiles, and we've got a few preparations for our trip and for the future, but we'll see you this evening.
We'll be here.
Okay, so they get up and leave.
Okay.
Meanwhile, while that conversation
was going
on, was anything else going on?
So while the conversation's going on, I start to pour the stuff into Belmera's glass, and when they say that they want us to meet him tonight, I hesitate and I look at Grim like, do I keep going?
I give him a nod.
All right. Well, a nod, like affirmative nod, right? Like yes.
Yeah.
Right. So yes,
yes.
I will put it in there.
I'm gonna have you make a stealth check, Steve.
Yeah.
And
right.
I'm gonna have Belmera make a perception check, but you're gonna be at a disadvantage because, as you said, you're not really paying attention. So, Belmera, your check's gonna be at disadvantage. Steve, your check's normal, but Belmera's at a disadvantage to spot it.
I have 17.
Okay, so that's your target number. All right, so you don't see him pour it into your drink.
There'll be no murdering tonight.
Oh. Right, yeah, so I'll and as soon as they're gonna say, well, how about a toast to the upcoming bride and groom? And I'll lift my glass to the table.
Bride and groom? What are you talking about?
Yeah, what?
We're just drinking. Don't worry about it. And I drink some of my.
Where is the bride and groom? She looks around, almost in a panic.
They have left, but still, we should wish them well.
Who?
Yeah.
Tam and
Yes.
whatever the big guy is. Really?
Yes, indeed.
How odd.
I know, right? Isn't it? But hey, stranger relationships have happened.
Yes, could have been worse. She could have gotten married to a gnome, right? And I'll kind of hold out my glass.
I guess. Well, I hope for her sake he isn't as big down there as he is in the otherwise. And she lifts her glass.
Well,
Okie dokie.
awkward.
Yeah, awkward. Yeah. Only Belmera.
Yeah. So I'll drink and make sure we'll just kind of watch her drink.
But
And,
you did
just to kind of keep her.
So what did you put in? What did you put in there exactly? Remind me.
The nightshade, the Mal Citadel, that they gave to Torun.
Yeah.
Oh, right. Okay.
It's a nerve tonic and a sleeping potion. Oh,
Right on.
Yeah.
Okay. So you do have some natural resistance, Belmera, but this stuff is pretty potent. So I'm going to have you make me a con save with disadvantage.
So that's with just a normal. Dwarves
So
have
it would be-
Oh, I see. You normally have advantage, so it cancels it out. Yes. So make a normal
So just a regular save, yeah.
I roll a 2, so
one. Okay. So, well, you start to feel drowsy pretty quickly.
so you kind of.
When I see your eyes sort of start to maybe droop a little bit, I yawn and like, oh, this weather makes me really tired, you know.
I think this ale is spoiled. It has a funny taste to it.
You're getting it's really hard to think and focus, Belmera. You're getting.
I take some of my drink and just say, really? Mine tastes fine.
So she kind of lean on, go like this on her. Yeah. Well,
I think she said it was a new supplier, maybe.
She gets up and kind of supports herself to the chair. Oh.
Make a deck save.
Damn, that die is rolling low.
Alright, so
that's a 13.
You go to stand up, and instead your body decides that lying down is a better idea. So you just lie down on the floor.
Okay. Well, she hits the floor and she. Damn. I think those damn gnomes have poisoned me. What's he got?
I say, well, we all had the same drink. I don't think so.
Graham, where are you?
Right.
If someone
I can hunker down.
If someone is coming to look for me, you have to kill them. And she kind of falls to what I call sleep.
Okay, so you pass it.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure thing.
And now we kill her, right?
Faye comes over.
No.
And sees Belmera lying there on the floor. That's odd. Usually she handles her drinks a lot better than that.
Yeah, that's so creepy, Faye. That's so creepy. You're on my list now.
Is that you just mumbling in your sleep?
That's what's
This is a normal drink.
He just assumes that you drank too much, and you've been drunk in her bar before, so.
She even has a special room for special paying customers.
Yeah.
She says, perhaps you should at least slump her in the chair. She has a room you can take her off to if you want to.
Yeah,
she can sleep it off.
We'll do that. I kind of look at her on the floor and kind of roll my shoulder a bit. Nah, I don't think so. So what I go over to her and I brush a few bits of dirt and stuff away from her, and put my hands over her, and for a moment you see this kind of circle of dust just sort of shimmer underneath her, and she just suddenly springs up like an inch or so, and then raises up on this disc of dust. There's little bits of dust are falling off.
Okay, so the patrons in the tavern are openly staring at you now, slack-jawed, watching this occur, and they're whispering hurriedly to themselves and stuff like that.
So I say out loud to Faye, but I want to make sure everyone else can hear. It's like, we'll get up to her room. She'll be, I'm sure she'll be, be okay in no time. Maybe perhaps we'll stop by Evelov's and see about getting us some kind of tonic for her stomach.
Faye says, "Okay, fine. If you need some soup or something, just let me know."
I think she just needs rest.
I think she's in room number 2 upstairs.
I hope you're sure, because I wouldn't want a patron to return and find her in their bed.
So she smiles.
Double check that.
You'll know what room is hers when you look inside.
Yeah, I was gonna say
When,
we can smell
when
it.
you get up there, you find the key in her pocket. I mean, assuming you're taking her there.
Okay. Yeah.
You find a key in her pocket that fits room 2, and inside it's a spacious room for one. You can see Spindle's web on the ceiling from the previous night.
Okay.
The room's been cleaned up otherwise.
I walk her into the room, and I'll bring the disc over the bed, so it's just like right over it, and then just release it, and she's gonna drops onto it. Little cloud of dust. It comes up from the blankets.
So all three of you are in this room with an unconscious Belmera.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
I look up at the spider, and I say, well, let's go talk downstairs. We'll let it rest. And close the door and lock. I close the door and lock it. I keep the key.
Sure.
And we head downstairs, and on the way down, I kind of whisper to them. I say, "You should never talk in front of a wizard's familiar."
Oh. Why?
Well, they're smarter than they look.
Okay.
And
I'll
they'll,
take your word for it.
they'll snitch. So, well, do we? How many of those doses do we have? Enough to take us to tomorrow? No, maybe we'll have to stop by Evelob's and get a few more. Well, if one of you wants to do that, I need to go talk to the mayor about our situation, and we'll get ready to go for tomorrow morning. That's all right with you?
So, Greg, you're going to go. Yeah, you can speak up.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna head over to the mayor.
Okay, so what does he want to arrange with him? Like, just tell me the specifics.
Well, basically, we're having the work done. I want to leave money with him, so that he can basically take care of anything that needs to be paid for, and basically just kind of let the workers in. Just keep an eye out. I mean, there's nothing really for them to steal. I know they're not going to anyway, but just to kind of check on their work. And I also mentioned that we may have deliveries of furniture and some other goods, which they can just be left in the common room, and we'll sort it out when we get back. So I assume there'll be boxes of stuff when we return. And then we're heading out of town. There's to see about the disappearance of a young boy tragedy, and I kind of go into that whole story just so he'll be a little more sympathetic to our cause. I really downplay the amount of work behind it because there really isn't a lot to do. It's mainly just kind of keeping an eye on things and that kind of.
Okay, so a couple things he tells you. He tells you that the Sveldry and Rogi are both very trustworthy.
Mm-hmm.
And he suggests that if Rogi is going to be working there every day, might be better off giving him the key.
Fair enough.
If you're worried about theft, Rogi's actually probably more wealthy than you are anyway, so it kind of doesn't make a lot of sense.
Oh no, yeah. As I tell him, I'm not concerned with him stealing. Really, we just want someone there in case there's a problem.
Right. So he says that he will agree to any sort of a sorting out that needs to be done. He will make sure that deliveries get inside the house. He generously offers to do this for you for nothing, but he strongly implies in the conversation that he expects you to continue to be the sort of unofficial protectors of the town. Like while you're here, he expects you to use, if the town needs protecting, that kind of thing.
Yeah. And I make sure that he's aware that we agree to that.
Okay. So no problem there. Meanwhile, Torun, were you going to see about more drugs for to keep Belmera unconscious, or?
Okay, before we split ways, I'll ask if they want me to do that first.
Yeah, I that would be fine, especially since they were originally a few anyway, so it makes sense that you would fill your own prescription.
Yeah. well, it's Evelov. You can buy poison from him, and he won't talk about it. So I just I'm just gonna walk in and be like, "Give me the strongest sedative you have," because in my mind, Belmera.
Well, I guess.
In my mind, Belmera is now unstoppable because she's immune to that one because she's developed a resistance too quickly.
My thinking is too that if questions ever arose from anyone regarding our treatment of Belmera, either from Belmera or anyone else, then with you going to pick up this medication which you've already used, it's been established. We have plausible deniability. That's all I'm saying.
Or at least Grim does.
Yeah, I do.
So,
well, no, but it would make sense. There wouldn't be anything unusual about it.
Belmera will blame you and not me. That's what he's saying.
Yeah,
we'll just say it was one of we'll just say it's one of Evelov's schemes. He somehow poisoned her, but I'm gonna go to
Sven and
Sven and Evelov working together. I will go to Evelov's and I will ask for a particularly strong sedative.
Okay, so he lets you into his shop. It's locked as usual. He lets you in. Bell rings. He agrees to sell you what you ask for. Sedative, of course. And how long lasting do you want this sedative? I mean, I could make it pretty strong. If you wanted someone to sleep forever, that's a possibility as well.
Forever? Out of curiosity, how much would a potion like that cost?
I have some strong poisons that will effectively make them sleep forever.
Well, it does sound... No, not forever.
I don't need anything like that yet.
Yeah. Can you put it on hold for us?
I strongly suggest that I might need some in the future, but I need some more in the hours to a day time frame.
Okay, so I didn't get that. What do you want? 12 hours, 6 hours? What are you looking for? I mean, it's not a precise science.
Sounds fine.
Okay, so he's going to sell you something that has to be taken orally, right? And it's going to cost you 20 crowns.
Okay. Yep. I'm paying for that.
He only has the one dose in stock, though.
Now I may need more. I say when I leave.
When you head back, you're starting to know despite Crossmeet being a town of transients, you starting to be able to recognize a lot of the inhabitants, the regular inhabitants, at least by face. You might not know their name. And when you're heading back, you notice a group of about a dozen gnomes coming out of the slag pit. They're not headed in your direction, but it's a crowd. Like, it kind of stands out as being unusual.
They just dressed normally?
They're dressed for the weather. I mean, they're dressed appropriately.
Okay. It's kind of unusual, but it's not that out of place for a town like Crossmeet with a lot of transients. So, yeah. I'm gonna head back, but before I do, I want to. This is still daytime, right?
Yes. I'm thinking it's late afternoon.
Yeah, I'll stop at Strahan Levant's, and I'll order like some proper winter clothing from them.
Okay, yeah, no problem. They can sell you a jacket off the rack, or they can offer to make one for you and be ready in a day or so. What do you want? Second one's more expensive. It's gonna
I
fit
think
better.
I think I'll do both. I want a jacket in the meantime, but I do want proper like winter attire that's been fitted to me.
So their clothing is quality, so that's going to cost you 7 crowns total, okay, for both.
Mm-hmm.
And the second jacket, the better fitting jacket, slightly warmer too, perhaps, slightly more weather resistant, is going to be ready in the next day.
Yeah, cool.
Okay.
Now that's done. I'll head back home.
Okay. So you're going back home. Grim and Jodette are at the 3, and Belmera is sleeping in the 3. Is that correct?
Oh. Okay, I actually meant I'll head back to Grim and Jordat. So.
That's fine too. Okay. Yeah, you're back at the 3. Belmera is still fast asleep. Do you remember how long it lasted? The dose that you got, Talreen?
No, I have no idea.
All right.
Don't remember off the top of my
I
head.
thought it was more of a thing to help me like sleep normally. So
Yeah, it was a
Okay.
nerve tonic, but if you took the whole bottle, it acted as a sleeping potion, or whatever, sleeping poison.
Okay. All right. So Grim, Joddat, and Talrun are back at the 3. It's about an hour before supper.
Yeah.
Still very, very cold. Every time the door opens, the patrons are all like, close the door.
Yeah, no, I guess we'll just wait for, we're going to be meeting people here for food later and all that, so we're just going to, my impression is we're just going to hang out and wait.
I showed Grim and Jordat the bottle that I brought from Everlove. And this was a particularly powerful one. I placed it in the middle of the table for one of them to take.
Okay. I'll quickly scoop it off the table and kind of sigh inside my head because you just put it out there on the table. I'll tuck it into one of my inner pockets. Say, excellent. By the way, I ordered us some new furniture. I figure we're renovating. We should get some new furniture for the house. Maybe we can put some of the other stuff out in the barn for use out there if we need to. But yeah, so hopefully that'll be in a few days. Mayor knows about it and he'll see to it. He's been very helpful. With the understanding, of course, that we're going to keep keeping an eye on the town, which we would be doing anyway. I mean, we do live here after all. Yeah, so I guess I don't have anything else to do except wait.
So you're waiting for Markel and Tam to come back, basically?
Yeah, or if something else happens in the meantime. But basically, we're gonna spend some time maybe make small talk. I'll like I said, I'll tell them all about the things I ordered for the house, and which like I said, I'll get that to you, Rob, and we can do that outside of game. But
okay,
and so and then maybe we'll discuss the boy a bit.
Okay,
just casual, but just waiting.
All right,
dinner.
So several hours goes by. It's about 6:30 in the evening. 3 dwarves come into the 3, which isn't remarkable on its own, but these dwarves are particularly well dressed, not like nobility, but they're definitely wearing expensive traveling cloaks. One of them has plate mail on, plainly. It's covered up, but it's easy to notice if you know what to look for under his armor. Two of the dwarves are like that. They're all big and bulky, and they go walking past you, paying no attention. They go up and they're talking to Faye. Now I want everyone to make me a perception check.
17.
Okay.
13.
Okay, so you overhear them talking rather loudly to Faye, and they're asking about the whereabouts of someone named Belmera Ironheart.
What are they talking about?
So
They're asking, that's what they're asking Faye. You can hear that.
Yeah, so obviously my ears kind of perk up at that, and I begin to listen more intently. Do they? What does she tell them?
She mentioned that she's sleeping upstairs. They seem like really loud and boisterous, and she mentions that she's sleeping upstairs in room 2. And they move away from her, and they start heading upstairs.
I'm gonna. Well, as soon as I hear them talking, I'm gonna move to sort of intercept them. Not like
before you do that,
block the bear. Yeah.
I'm going to give you guys a few seconds to maybe discuss the fact that they're talking about Belmera while that's occurring. You know what I mean? Like you can discuss this amongst yourselves. They certainly don't know that you're aware. They're not being very quiet about it either. Like they're not whispering or anything.
Yeah. So my first thought is that she did something in the past that has now come to hunt her down and arrest her or something. So I say I wonder what she did this time.
Well, whatever it is, it's something she did. Do you think maybe they're her family?
I don't know, but I think we ought to talk to them before they just badge in on her.
Hey, dwarf friends.
They look over at you. Who are you?
Yeah, we are. What is word? Not associates. No, not associate. It's bad.
Acquaintances.
Acquaintances of Belmera Ironpot or something. Iron. Belmera. The dwarf.
Well, good. I want to speak to you a little bit.
Yes.
After I speak to him. And
Well,
he turns and he starts heading up the stairs.
You can't speak to her now.
Why?
Because
the guy you're talking to, just want to give you a little description.
Yeah.
He's got big, thick black hair, a massive black beard, like it's huge. The two other fellows with him, one is also really, really big, particularly like buff even by dwarf standards. He's really, really well built, tall for a dwarf, that sort of thing. And his beard is more like, it's big, but it's like well trimmed and stuff like that. It's not like monstrous. The third dwarf is kind of bald and overweight. He's also a big, bulky fellow.
any of them have
So
obvious
the
holy symbol on
second-
them?
No, they don't.
Okay.
Nope, none of them has holy. I'll let you make. All of you can make me a, let's say, a perception check.
19.
Good.
8.
What 15. Okay, so at least Jodat and Talrun, they look related to each other and possibly related to Belmera.
Yeah,
Okay.
I take it your family?
Aye, what of it?
Well, she is unable to
I see
speak
what you
right
get for
now.
showing personality.
No. I turn to Jordan and Grim. We have to ask this. And I look at them. What is wrong with her?
Been asking myself that for the last 20 years.
Well, at the moment, she is not really in a conversatable inclination.
Ah, she never
She
is.
was. She was. Well, no, she was. She was sick earlier.
She came down with
She
something.
passed out. On, she
and
passed
she
out on the
while
floor.
drinking, yes. But not her
And
normal
before you ask,
passing out.
she didn't have that much.
Yes.
Yes, well, she's always had trouble knowing the way to behave and act.
Well, right now she's acting very properly, unconscious in a bed. So,
Well, I
might-
thank you for that, but I'll see for myself. Two of them turn and start heading up there. The third one, the kind of fat one, he's like looking around the room.
yeah. I had to be careful. She's been learning to throw fireballs.
What was that? I didn't catch that.
I said I'd be careful. She's been learning to throw fireballs.
What? Ah! It's worse than I thought. That makes them more determined.
Okay, well, I sign, and I sign. I follow them. I say, well, I better come with you. And I take the key out of my pocket and kind of show them, and I'll lead them up the stairs.
Well, they're heading there anyway. They're not waiting for you to lead. They know she's in room 2.
Okay, well, unless they're planning on breaking the door down, which I wouldn't reckon they are. Going to be out.
Yeah. Jadat and Tauren, you guys are free to follow if you wish. You see this fellow with this huge black beard and big hair. He pounds on the door like. If it wasn't some well-built, it might have splintered slightly.
When you go inside and you see the spider crawling around, don't step on it. It's a friend.
And don't talk in front of it.
Mm-hmm.
What? What nonsense is this? What has happened to it? Belmera, you open this door right now! Bang! 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 Bang!
I told you she can't.
Well, I'm trying to explain to you she can't. I have the key here. Would you like to go in?
And so he stands back and gestures.
If she hears all this, she'll use her disguise self spell if she can manage it from all the grogginess of the poison. And she'll start to cast a spell called
tonic, not poison.
Yeah, shift her face, and she'll try to make herself appear as another dwarf, kind of more looking like Tam.
So I'll unlock the door, and I'll put the key back in my pocket. And I'll just push the door open and stand back. Take a step back.
Okay, so 2 dwarves step into the room. Belmera, you recognize them as Oromar and Oric, and they look around angrily and hurriedly, and then they seem confused.
Yeah,
This is Belmera. I see.
They're standing some sort of well, I guess if Grim he can kind of recognize Tam, but she has a much bigger jaw and it's slanted to one side. It's not completely well done.
To be fair, none of you recognize the figure in the bed. You don't know where Belmera is. But the 2 dwarves, they push past you and start to head back downstairs to confront Faye. So the 4 of you are in the room, I'm assuming.
Can I see?
Yeah, I look for the spider.
Oh yeah, you can see them.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
If I can see Grim, I'll give him a wink and I'll get out of bed.
Okay.
I kind of recoil slightly and squint, and there's a brief moment where my brain is like going through its card catalog of my past relationships. I'm like, no. That's I don't recognize her.
How many dwarfs?
Well, Well, none that I know of. That's my point. That's why I'm so puzzled.
So the four of you are in the bedroom, and the door's wide open, and the other people are in the bedroom.
Yeah. So,
Okay.
well, as soon as I look up and I see the spider is still there, and then I probably am able to put two and two together and realize that it's got to be, it's got to be her.
Yeah,
So I say,
Hey, go, Keck, help me pack. And she's kind of stumbling with the words.
whoa. Your family's here.
Yes, is that your brother or father?
This is going to be great.
I kind of whisper, oh, it's just a...
Why does that matter?
Huh?
What?
Why does that matter? We're careful there. Let's get out of here.
But what? Why are we running to your family? This does not make sense.
Why do you have two mothers? That doesn't make sense either.
Yes, but I didn't run from them.
Oh my god, what's happened?
That's racist, Belmera.
Or perhaps one of them is your husband?
What? No.
I thought she killed the last husband. Or he died or something.
Well,
No, she married
you married me to a dead guy. That's it.
you're not married yet. It's in reserve.
Anyway, let's get out of here before they return. They probably want to, do bad things. So, see, kind of quickly.
Why does your family want to do bad things to you?
Well, that's what families do, right?
No.
No.
What?
I don't say anything, but I kind of like, yeah, kind of, yeah. Based on my personal experience. Can't argue with that.
Okay. So she goes over and closes the door, and if she sees one of them holding the key, she'll take it out of his hand, and she'll lock the door.
It's technically it's in my pocket right now, but yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, come on.
She closes the door. Okay, so I might have done something that they are upset about.
I just go ahead and
No.
hand 5 gold coins over to Grim.
I just casually put it in my pocket. And what might that have been?
I think we have a big of an issue. Someone tried to poison me, right? I mean, I'm pretty sure it's the gnomes.
No, you simply...
No. I think you just... We all drank what you did.
Yes, and I've been drinking for a long time.
Which is probably why I caught up to you.
It never catches up to me.
Until today.
What's your family doing here?
Don't change the subject.
Yes.
I mean, nothing much. She stuffs her shirt into her backpack.
I take it back out, put it back on the bed.
I mean, she takes spindles of the case and puts them into it.
I leave the spider.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Let's see.
I mean, nothing big. It's just they might want me to go back and marry some other dude that I don't want to marry. So. No.
Someone wants to marry
okay,
you?
arrange marriage. I understand.
And she immediately turns to well, what do you mean?
Well, the only other person
Okay, but that's not doing...
that wanted to marry you was a dead guy. So,
And how many want to marry you? Huh? Do I have a line of suitors? No, so shut the fuck up.
yes.
And she takes the
Look,
shirt.
if you run away now, then you're always going to be running from them, and that's That's not a good situation to be in at all.
I kind of look incredulously at Torun as if he had to ask him who are you talking to?
So, so there is person that actually exists that wants to marry you, and you don't want to marry him.
Uh-huh.
So you run away, and now your father, brother, cousin, whatever, has come to find you.
There might also have been some minor thefts involved and some drug dealing, but
So you are a good-for-nothing spoiled brat of a small dwarf child, and rather than living up to your dwarfly duties, you packed up your stuff and you ran away to here to seek the life of something else.
she nods, more or less.
Well, then the only appropriate thing to do would be to turn you back over to your family.
What? No!
Well, yes.
Do you want to go back to the
I
whatever you call it, the sand sea or something? No, right? So I mean, it's a crappy town, but it's still better than.
Well, look, you're going to have to talk to them sooner or later.
Well, how about you talk to me? You can, yeah. You can disguise yourself as me, and you go talk to him. And no, better yet, you disguise Torun if he's so keen on being married, and he can go with them. And then we kind of, I don't have to get married.
No.
Torun gets married, which is apparently one of his big dreams.
No,
Hey,
you need to
Belmera's
talk
up
to them.
here.
So there's a knock on the door, and you hear Faye's voice. Hello? Belmera, are you in there?
Yep, she's in here. And I, come on in.
Nice to know they got your back, Dennis.
Yeah.
So the door opens, and Faye's standing there.
Grim will take 4 points of gouging damage.
Would be the first time.
Credit on the glower. So Faye opens the door, and with her there are these two dwarfs, Ormar and Oric. And she looks at you and she says, "But you're not.
No,
You're not Belmera."
I am so sorry.
It's
It turns out that Belmera was having some sort of a relationship with this young lady, and she has disappeared.
I give John a double take. Like, what?
Okay, so when you say this, the dwarf with the big beard and the big hair, his eyes go wide, and he gets a furious look on his face. Where has she run off to?
The docks. Something
And
about
he
finding a
points-
ship to leave.
He points at the woman, you, Belmera. He says, "You'll not be marrying her, so you get that out of your head." And they go storming off.
We're
And
already
Oric,
married.
he kind of gives you guys all a glare, and they go storming off. So the two of them, boom, 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 heavily down the hallway, and Faye's standing there with a very confused look on her face. She looks at you, and she looks at this strange woman. She says, "Well, the room is paid up for 3 more days, so."
Yeah, fine. Thank you for the
Shrugs, closes the door. Doesn't
Okay,
want
quick,
to.
Jada, marry me to myself.
What? No, look, all I did was buy you time. The entire time, I was saying that you should go back to family. I am thinking about the mermaids.
The mermaids.
What?
Yes. Remember the young boy from when we first
No.
got here? Well, yes, this was our last wizard.
Silas.
Oh.
Yeah, I
Not-
remember him.
Not Silas. The boy with the
What boy?
mermaid. You are dense.
Oh, that boy. Yeah. What
Well,
about
that
him?
boy just saved your butt.
He did?
Yes. It was not right for us to try and force him to do something that was against his heart. It is not the right force to force you to do something against your heart. However, the theft, the drug dealing, this is something you'll answer for. This is why I say this is simply buying you time.
Sure. And she takes the shirt and puts it in her backpack.
I take it back out.
A small tug of war ensues. Sure.
Okay, makes sense.
How do we handle this, Grim?
Well, I could indeed make myself look like Belmera. Go talk to them. Tell them I'd be happy to go home and marry whoever they want me to, and then I just need to get my stuff together, come back here, and change back into myself. Problem solved.
Yeah, there's always the and then what. But, yeah.
Okay.
Wait, how does that help us?
It doesn't. The look, Belmera, we're planning on staying in this town for the foreseeable future. We just added on. We have furniture coming. We're becoming less. That's right. I bought a rug and everything. Look, we're planning on putting roots down here, and you may be able to duck them for the day, but eventually they're gonna track you down.
Yes. So we need long-term solution.
This is.
I mean,
All right.
She goes over to the window, kind of looks out to see if she can see them on the street.
Yes, you could see them marching down towards the docks.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I mean, I can't exactly murder my family. So.
No,
Not
that's
the long-term solution he was thinking of.
With each word she says, the slight guilt that I felt at roofing her is fading quickly. And I kind of brush my jacket and I feel the little lump of the other one in my pocket and for a moment think how easy it would be just to give her to them, completely unconscious and send her off. But I sigh and
I mean,
look, if you really want to at least a more short-term solution, we need to head back north to see about this boy. It'll get you out of town for a few days. By that time, maybe they'll think you went off on a boat and they'll be gone. And eventually, word might reach them that you're still here, but we'll cross that bridge when it burns.
Isn't that shouldn't you cross it before it burns? Just.
Yes, that would be preferable, but with you that is seldom an option.
That's not the point. The point is we should get out of town for a couple of days. Then hopefully they'll give up or think you left, and can do something good. Put some coins in our pocket and keep you from being hauled off.
If we solve the family crisis first, I mean, it's really just a matter of finding someone that I can marry quick. So I'm of a little value.
I look at Grim.
Just shake my head.
I look back at Jordat.
That's a lot of hatred right there.
And everyone remembers silence.
So, you still
wait. Haven't you? Did you actually marry her to that dead guy?
No, but I could marry her to dead Silas, but that does not help.
Oh yeah.
No. If you remember, Jordat didn't want to falsify the records.
Right. I mean, I have them, but I have not used them.
Okay, so quickly, marry me to Grim, and that'll be it, and we'll deal with the gnomes.
No.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
No.
What?
That will solve the problem.
Listen, what
No,
gnomes?
it won't.
The killer gnomes that I've been talking about every day, basically. Every single day.
How is being married to Graham going to do anything about gnomes?
No, but it will solve the family issue.
No,
Or-
it won't.
Or they will try and kill Graham.
No, they won't. They might beat you up, but they won't kill you.
Oh,
No, they won't even do that.
what about one of the young dwarf miners?
No,
I don't think it's
I don't
legal
wanna
to
be-
marry a minor, is it?
well, I mean, I guess it seems kind of, I don't know.
Or Fievel?
Well, is Fievel here? No, he isn't.
I kind of grab my head in frustration. Marrying's not the answer.
Marriage is never the answer.
Well, it does solve. It solves one of the problems. Well, it does not solve the problem that you are still guilty of some sort of theft.
Yes.
I
Thank
guess.
you.
I mean, so are we all, right? So I mean,
No,
What?
No.
I don't know who Torun was wedding. I don't know if that was like a what? We've all stolen stuff.
Not really.
No, I think there's a bit of delay. I said it after I.
Okay, fair enough.
well, I mean, we did take the jewelry from the orcs, right? And the orcs took it from someone else. Thus, we are thieves.
is it really stealing if you steal from a thief?
I think it is.
Yes.
Then it's a good thing we did not steal it. We simply liberated it.
And I simply liberated some of the stronghold and my family's funds to purchase
Look.
something else.
I'm not,
What did you purchase?
But I thought
said,
my
look,
freedom.
I'm not debating the morality of this. What I am debating is that your family,
Yes.
whether it's right or wrong, I don't care,
Mm-hmm.
are after you for marriage, and apparently for stealing and doing who knows what else.
Yeah, but
And
I mean,
regardless of regardless of what we think of the actions, clearly they are not happy with them.
but they'll
So
never be happy.
they're going to keep coming after you. Yes, exactly.
Yes, and okay. The only value that I have to them is to be married to some other stupid dwarf from the front family. Some moron called Gerald.
From the front family, like is in
The royalty?
the royal family.
Ka-ching!
Yeah. So, if I am,
I just imagine this old like bunny cartoon with these dollar signs come up in the giant's eyes like.
so if I am married, they can marry me to him, so I lose value. Thus,
Yes.
I lose interest.
Well, no, because all they have to do is unmarry you.
You can't unmarry someone. That's silly.
Well, you can definitely do it. There's a couple of pieces of paperwork, or if someone were to die.
What? No, dwarves never unmarry anyone. We will stay together even though it will kill each member of the marriage. We never
What?
unmarry. That's not the dwarf way to unmarry.
You don't have divorce as a custom, I mean? Okay.
No. What are you talking about? If you marry, you're married.
It's only going to be so long before they realize you are not at dock.
Yes, and that's why we have to quick and marry me to Grim now.
No. I say, why don't you marry a spider? I'm going downstairs. Belmera, tomorrow morning we're leaving to go north to save a boy. You can come with us if you like to avoid your
Can you
family
marry us?
or not. It's entirely up to you.
Is that legal?
And
in Crossmeet?
I take the key out of my pocket and I just kind of toss it on the floor behind me and I go downstairs.
What about the killer gnomes?
Ting, ting.
Okay, so these are three
I
into
don't
the room.
respond.
I mean, we still have the killer gnomes to take care of.
Belmera, there are no killer gnomes. None.
There are.
There aren't.
There are.
How do I know? You haven't told us truth about anything.
I told you the truth of everything. I never lied once.
Just now. And you have lied a lot.
I have not. Look, I was poisoned down in the inn, and this is clearly the work of the nefarious gnome.
No, you blockheaded dwarf. We knocked you out. We knocked you out so we could take you north and get you away from here so you would be a much more gentle, insane person. Because you are crazy and you are bordering on the line of having to be put down like a stray dog.
She looks
He's
at
right,
you,
you know.
kind of like a dog that you hit too hard. Oh,
And now your family
I am
is
so
here.
glad I am so glad I left the room.
And more problems. Every time we turn around, it's a problem with Belmera. Wants to fight gnomes. Wants to buy mushrooms. Wants to get drunk in bar in front of the entire town while we're trying to make good impressions. It's
Well, I
only
did
so
buy-
long we can keep cleaning up after you.
well, I did buy drinks for everyone, so.
Look, like Grim said, we are leaving tomorrow. You can come, or you can go home with your family and marry Mr. Front.
I don't want to marry. And the gnomes are there.
Yes, Belmera, the gnomes are there. And there are bad gnomes just like there are bad orcs. Just like there are bad dwarves, just like there are bad people. But it's not all of them. And if you would quit looking for bad in every gnome and every person you come across, perhaps you'd find yourself in better position and you'd find good in people. That's what we're trying to do right now. Find some good in one very stubborn dwarf. Don't make it any harder.
How do you find good in people if you poison them? You way so strange. I mean, you say okay, we should not murder anyone. Then we go out and murder 7 people on a bridge.
There's a 9, but
Thanks, Rob.
Okay, 9. How is that good?
Because it stopped a group of bad people from doing worse things to good
And how do
people.
you know what I did didn't stop a group of bad people?
Because I've never seen you do much of anything that stopped a group of bad people that didn't involve straight up killing people.
No, I will help you stop the slavers. That's a group of bad people. Who have I killed that wasn't a bad people?
That's what I'm saying. We have not killed anybody that's not bad people. But not every gnome is bad.
No, but these gnomes are.
And the one in the cart with the hay, he was bad also.
I mean, he was suspect, but I didn't kill him.
Not for a want.
Well, I guess I could have killed him if I wanted to, but I didn't. So that has to count for something, right?
Yes, it counts for the reason we didn't leave you behind.
And for all that I have done, I have never, ever, once poisoned you guys. Not once.
It's not poison. It is sleeping aid, medicine, like Tolrun was taking. It was to stop you from hurting yourself. But we are past that point now. Now's the decision. We're leaving in the morning. You can come. You can stay. You can run away. That is up to you.
I don't know if I can trust you.
Well, then I hope you can trust your family.
Well, at least I can trust them to do whatever
What
they...
is right?
What is right? This is not right. Would you like to be forced to marry some pompous ass from front? No.
And that is why I told them you went to docks. But didn't you tell us that you're guilty of stealing stuff?
I mean, technically it's my family stuff, and I'm part of the family, so, I mean, what is theirs is mine, right?
No. That is not the case. What?
Well, it doesn't really matter because the gnome stole it from me anyway. So
Why do you have such a strange obsession with gnomes?
because gnomes are vicious, they are liars. They will say one thing and they will do the other thing. They will leave you in the dead of night, just without anything, and they will steal everything you worked for.
Eh, did they steal everything you worked for, or did they steal something from you stole from someone else that had worked for it?
But they stole they stole that money, yeah, sure, but they also stole the stuff that I worked for.
And so, because one gnome or four gnomes did this bad thing, now they are all bad.
Well, I mean,
What do you mean?
why does that matter? I mean,
Because if someone is ultimately made bad by one wrong decision, and it condemns all their people, there will never be a time when my people in the desert will ever be able to live peacefully. There will come a time in the future where humans say dwarves are bad, and all dwarves will be killed, or all humans will be killed. And that is because we cannot see past the actions of one person. If we're all to be judged by simple mistakes, then perhaps you do deserve to be turned back over to your family. But I don't believe that. I think that the soul, the life, it is worth more than the weight of one action. It is the sum total that matters. Right now, I believe, even with your eccentricities, that your sum total is still in a positive balance. But not for much longer if you keep continuing down this dark path. And one day we will wake up to find that Belmera is the same type of person that we ambush on bridges. And I don't want that day to come.
oh, I don't want to be ambushed on the bridge either. So.
Belmera, the point.
At any rate, I'm going downstairs to check on Grim.
Okay, fine. So if I say that not all gnomes are evil, but these gnomes are.
Yes, Belmera. I'm sure they are. Your jaw is a little crooked.
Oh yeah, the spell. I dispel the magic.
Okay. So you're all heading downstairs then?
Oh, I'm heading downstairs.
Okay. Belmera,
Yep.
are you going with him?
No,
I just want to know.
she's gonna stay
You're
up
staying
there.
in the room?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm just sitting at a table near the
what's Paul Rudd
fireplace.
doing?
I've head downstairs.
Shaking his head in disgust, perhaps? I don't know.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm just sitting by the fireplace, just drinking and just staring off into space.
I think at this
Okay.
point we're all shaking our heads in disfusion, right? It's a mixture of confusion and disgust. It's just disfusion.
Yeah, no, I like it.
Dwarven
so
diffusion.
about half an hour goes by, and well, first of all, before that happens, you notice that one of the three dwarves, the really the overweight dwarf, he's also big and bulky, like a football player frontline equivalent, dwarven equivalent kind of thing. And he's sitting at a table talking to a female human. I'd like you to each make me an insight check.
10.
16.
20.
Okay. Excellent. So you can't hear what they're saying, but from the gestures, it looks like he's making this female uncomfortable with his words. There's no signs of violence or anything. They're just talking. But
Yeah. What does he look like? I mean, what does his demeanor seem to be?
So, well, he seems to be maybe
angry,
slightly
serious,
drunk.
laughing.
No. He's
Okay.
he's smiling and maybe slightly drunk, and he's a lot of
Okay.
hand motions and body gestures.
So he's just being a bad drunk, basically. It seems.
You can make whatever conclusions you want.
I will.
Okay. I'm just saying I'm not going to confirm
or is she just a patron, or does she work here?
No, it's just a customer. But he's definitely one of the three.
Know her by any chance?
You don't know her by name, but you know she's a resident of the town.
Oh, okay. All right, so I'm gonna get up and kind of wander over there with my drink. I say, oh, hey, here you are. I've been looking all over for you, and I look at her and I pull up a chair and sit down. Say, have you been?
The dwarf gives you a puzzled look. She gives you a puzzled look as well, and then says, "Oh, fine, Grim, good to see you."
And it's good to see
the dwarf,
you.
he puts his hand on your shoulder. Not with no firmness, but he's sort of gesturing kind of back off. I was speaking to the lady first. Thanks.
Oh no, I'm sorry. I meant no. Didn't mean to barge in, but it's been a while since we've talked, and I'm sure you wouldn't mind. I'd be happy to buy us a round of drinks if you're keen to partake.
Thanks, but I was hoping for a private conversation with the lady, if you know what I mean.
Well, I'm sure she would love to, but I did need this wasn't just a happenstance meeting. I did come to tell you that your brother, he's not doing well. He's I think it's the problem again, and I kind of nod knowingly towards her.
Oh yes,
said,
my brother.
You would.
Right? My brother, who he was best man at the wedding, at my wedding, right?
Well,
the dwarf
he's
stands up in disgust. Ugh. He moves off, and he starts heading towards a table where there's two halfling females.
Oh, God. My thoughts drift momentarily to this vial I have in my pocket. It's like I can't waste it on him, but.
So while this is going on, Jadat and Talrun, you see the other two dwarves come back in. They look around, they see you, and they come and they immediately sit down at your table. Belmera was not at the docks. What do you know of her?
She's a dwarf. And kind of weird.
Yes, strong-willed and stubborn as the day is long. I've got to drag her home.
Well,
she's a wizard.
Yes, well, learning. But she seems to be running from something.
Indeed. Something very important. If we don't get her back there for it, it's not going to be good for the clan. I've got to go talk to this woman she was fooling with. Ugh.
Well, she has left.
That woman has left as well.
Well, yes, she was one of the hourly types, if you understand
what
what
was
I
her
mean.
name? What was her name?
Oh, I don't. The Bellflower, Holly Dazzle, something with flower name in it. It's likely not the real name. It's like a performance name.
Oh. She's a whore. I'll go take a look at the whorehouse.
But first, no, before you go, if Belmera has not already gotten on board a small ship, the fishing vessel, and headed off for the other continent, like she had mentioned, then it's likely she will return sometime.
But what is this calamity that is befalling your people? Perhaps we can help.
Well, it's rather a family matter, but she's slated to be married to a noble of House Front. This will secure a contract.
And so this is what she's running from. Perhaps she does not want to marry this Mr. Front.
She does not want to do anything I've ever told her to do.
Oh, I'm sorry. Are you her father then?
Yes,
And this is her uncle, brother. I see the family resemblance.
Ormar, he points to himself.
I am Jaudet. This is Tolrun, and the man over there trying to stop the sexual harassment of the patrons by your other poor friend is Grim.
That's my brother Orthros. He's he's a lech, but it's only women.
What? It
Well,
doesn't make it better.
Without women, there
Of
wouldn't
course,
be
it makes
men.
it better.
So, Belmera has been betrothed or contracted to marry Mr. Front.
Yes. Yes.
And this is
It's a
what she
long-standing
is.
contract that will secure it.
Yes.
It's the most lucrative contract the clan has without it.
So, not to seem brash, but what you are saying is that you are selling your daughter.
It's a marriage of convenience. It will greatly benefit her family. It's what she should be doing. It's her duty and responsibility to help out as best she can.
But perhaps Belmera, being the strong-willed woman, I've never said that before. Being the strong-willed female dwarf she is, perhaps she is not best suited for life of Mr. Front.
It does not matter what life she's suited for. This is what's best for the clan, and it's what she must do.
This is where you are wrong. You know Belmera. We know Belmera. I have seen her. Can you imagine if she's married to some noble, Mr. Front, and they are at some high fancy dinner, and she gets on the table, drunk, starts taking her clothes off and dancing naked again?
Once the contract is signed, it will not matter. The clan will be set up for 5 years. That's all I need.
So you are trading 40, 50, 60, 70, 100 years of your daughter's life for 5 years.
It's for marriage. I'm not asking her to kill herself. She can do it for what's good for the clan.
But
She's
you
being
understand,
selfish.
that is what is likely to happen if she marries Mr. Front. She will either kill him or herself.
Once the contract is signed, it does not matter. I've got to go find her. He smashes the table in anger. We're wasting time here, Auric.
Well, do us a favor. Take your brother with you.
Otros, there's plenty more whores at the other bar. And the three of them head out the door. Belmar, you can come back downstairs and anything you like. Yeah.
I'll get back together with the other guys. Let's
Sure,
say,
yeah, no problem.
where are they off to?
Yeah, they're looking for a cheap prostitute by the name of Holly Dazzle or Bellflower, the young lady that was seen in the room with Belmera.
Well, looks like Belmera's wish of the slight bit burning down might come true tonight. That's real.
So the dwarves that are here are Porcine, her father, Bolivar, her uncle, and Mythos was the other guy over there.
Huh.
So they are looking for Belmera because her father is selling her to the Kingdom of Front.
How much are they getting?
A lucrative trade contract for 5 years,
Yes.
apparently.
I'm just asking out of interest. Well, I can't see that working out.
No, because either she will be dead or Mr. Front will be dead, and then there will be a war. Belmera is the last person I would want some sort of trade agreement, some sort of peace between peoples hanging on.
You know, for such a long-lived species, they're pretty short-sighted sometimes.
I ponder if that was a height joke.
I mean, you know, the Front family is obviously very powerful, and if their family pisses them off, that 5-year contract, as lucrative as it might be, could spell trouble much further down the line.
Yes, but apparently, no matter what she does, if she were to take off her dwarf pants and dance naked on the table at the coronation, it would not matter.
I'm eating.
Once the contract is signed, it is signed.
Well,
It pains me to say this, but we may have to find someone that is special enough to marry Belmera. Because she is right. Once she's married, I think that takes away the majority of what they're looking. Now, she will be a permanent outcast, probably never able to return to the Dwarven Holds, but if she were to return, she'd probably just steal stuff anyway.
Well, I've also heard of magics, very powerful arcane magics, admittedly, that they can change one's gender.
Jeez. I don't want her using the same restroom as me.
Well, no, I was thinking about one of her brothers. We can just change one of them.
Yeah.
That way they'd have another option.
The first transgender dwarf in history.
Could happen.
What if we were to fake her death?
But Elle will come down with her backpack and carrying the.
What we just
Okay.
we just say your daughter died and we were just too embarrassed to admit it.
No, we give her one of the sleeping potions, and we try and save her, and are unable to. Yeah, worst case scenario, they take her home and bury her. Never mind, it's not a good plan.
Well, yeah, it's a good fallback plan. Look, I think getting her out of town for a couple of days is the best we can do at the moment.
Yes. And perhaps we should leave tonight.
I hate traveling the roads at night, but you have a good point. The more time we spend here, the bigger the risk.
Okay, so just then, Markel and Tam walk in.
Yeah.
They head over to your table.
Yeah, but Mel will go head over to the table as well.
That's going to be fun when they come back. There she is!
They're all smiles, Markel and Tam,
She is, get her.
blissfully unaware of what has transpired. And they sit down. From Faye, he orders some very expensive wine.
Mel will put down the strongbox on the table.
The what box?
Strongbox.
Strongbox, okay.
So, I was thinking, you're right. I should stop running.
And
Not
What are you gonna
all
do?
gnomes are evil.
yes, what are we doing about Mr. Front?
Well, I mean, I guess I have to do it for my clan.
It's very big of you.
What? No, he is. It makes no sense, but.
Yeah, but you don't. Yeah, you don't know them. They will. I mean, they will just keep pressing the issue and keep pressing it over and over and over again.
Tim, if in Dwarven culture, if Belmera was betrothed to somebody and did not want to marry them, what are some options outside of
So Tam says, in, there are many different Dwarven cultures and clans, each with their own rules, but
Yeah.
in my clan, we tend to marry for a year at a time. At the end of a year, if both parties want to sign up again, they're both free to. If not, you only have to wait till the end of the year.
I take it you are not from same clan.
No, no.
Well,
No.
congratulations anyway.
Markel says, I never thought I'd feel this way, but I'm looking forward to getting married. I think marriage could be a wonderful thing.
For
So,
some people.
So you're getting married for a year?
I've agreed to honor Dwarven traditions. He leans in, he says, I'm actually 1/4 dwarf myself.
Well, that solves that problem, Belmera.
Just then, Faye brings 2 bottles of very expensive wine. Markel pays for them, and he pours drinks all around, and he posts a toast to his bride-to-be, and then they drinks deeply.
Title of the episode: 2 Weddings and a Funeral.
So I've already had a few drinks, so I'm sort of like, not quite tipsy, but certainly, losing a little bit of my inhibitions. And I say,
Uh-oh.
well, maybe what's his name? The guy that's working in our basement.
Reggie?
Reggie. I wonder if he's married. Wouldn't be so bad to have a good stonemason in the family.
Well, it doesn't have to be a dwarf, obviously.
Well, no, but
No hints.
no, not specifically though. They'll certainly have more in common.
Yeah, well, yeah, I guess. But I guess he takes out the ointment you got and puts it on the table. The kilo to Tom's. I have no idea how you pronounce that. The healing ointment.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yodels. Yeah.
I guess. Family is important, right? So, even if they are assholes. So.
Good. Hey, Jodet, are members of your order allowed to marry?
I was just thinking same thing. There is a division amongst the Wakinar that are not allowed marriage, ever. Yeah. And they are not the part of the what is impoverished. There is no what is word vow that says you cannot have items, but you would never be able to marry. You would expect it to learn the dogma forward, backwards, inside out, upside down, and you would be responsible for presiding over a few ceremonies from time to time and the blessing certain shops. It would be a traveling job, obviously.
So you'd essentially be married to a god.
Well, yeah, married to a coin purse, but yes.
Well,
So about an hour goes by, and Markel and Tam, in a very non-sickening way, are making lovers' eyes at each other, that sort of thing. For about an hour, you guys polish off a bottle of very expensive wine, and just crack a second one when the doors to the three open again, and there are Oromar and Oric. Ortros is not with them, and they see Belmera, and his eyes go red, and he comes storming over to the table.
Yeah,
There you are! He slammed the table in his fist. How dare you run out on your obligations? He's actually switched to Dwarven, to the Dwarven language when he says
a
this.
new table. Faye's not happy.
Oric is standing there like this, like he's buff for a dwarf.
Belmera sighs as he sees them come in, and well, she says to the others in common, "It's been fun." And she turns to.
He says, "Yes, that's right. You'll do as you're told." He turns to Jawdat. You were speaking to him the most, and he says, "This is why you cannot have females around in your party. They don't know their place. Training with forbidden weapons.
I look at
running off
Tam
with
real quick.
dwarves." She looks angry, but she doesn't know this guy and what's going on, so she said nothing for the moment.
Mr. Belmera.
Ironheart.
Whatever.
Oromar Ironheart.
Yes, it's not important. I can guarantee you this. Let me make something evidently clear. If you continue to scream and hit tables and degrade the women of Crossmeet and everywhere else, I can guarantee you that there will be very bad trade repercussions for you. Very bad. It will take,
as well as potential legal problems.
It will take nothing but a simple note from me to my father and himself, and every bit of trade to every dwarven clan north of the Yellow Sea will be cut off for a period of no less than 20 years. Every bit of it.
Do any of you, other than Belmera, speak Dwarven?
I do.
I do.
Yep, I do.
Okay. Excellent. Okay, that makes it easy for me. So he turns to Oric, and not knowing that you speak Dwarven, he says basically, this is cause from her hanging around with strangers, gnomes, and other non-dwarves. She needs to get back of her family, and we need to retrain her. Oric nods. He makes an intimidation check or attempt. It doesn't really work.
I call I call a barmaid over.
But I will put a hand on Jada's shoulder. It's okay.
It's not okay. It's not. Yeah, Mr. Belmera.
Ironheart. Oromar Ironheart.
It does not matter if it is twigs in mud or sticks in stone. Do you know who I am?
I'm starting to get an idea who you are. You're another one of the ones who have twisted her further away from her ways.
This
He
is
glances-
perhaps...
The whole
Correct.
time he's not even
Right.
looking at Belmera. He's just looking at the...
This is perhaps correct.
dress. He just looks at the males at the table.
So I'm going to reach into a pouch and pull out a very gaudy gold and gem encrusted ring and set it down on top of the table. My name is Jawdat Ibison Faisal.
He's looking
I
at
will
you.
let that sink in for a few seconds. Please, feel free. Cheat. Ask your brothers. Perhaps they know more than you.
Okay, so how well known is that merchant name?
So in the desert, my father is the single largest spice and water merchant in existence.
Okay. Okay. I'm gonna have them make a lore check. Says it.
They're like, who are you? I don't know. Never mind.
I mean, since Jardat heard Ironheart, he probably knows the clan too. The armor trade.
Yeah, you would know as armor smiths.
Right.
So Auric, he shrugs, but Oromar, he looks at you and he strokes at his beard.
Yes.
You do not know the problems this is causing. If she does not marry that fool, we may lose the contract, and the clan will suffer. The whole clan may be poorer if he does not sign on her refusal to marry him.
Your clan will be poorer if you keep pressing this issue. Not maybe, will be. Look, I understand dwarves. I think. You understand 3 things. 1 is drinking. 2 is rocks. 3 is money. You live in a big mountain. I cannot take your rocks away from you, nor do I want them. Yeah, drinking, I enjoy it as much as you do. I would not take that away from anybody. But the money. My father, he is money. My mother, she's a priestess of Joaquin. Joaquin is trade, is money. I myself am priest of Joaquin. I understand money better than any sausage-fingered dwarf has ever hoped to understand it. And I will tell you this. If Belmera chooses to go with you, it is fine. But it will be for the sake of her happiness. It's my father, he will bless you with trade contracts. But if she says no, and you force her, there will never be again any sort of spice or mineral water from the south that will ever touch the lips of a dwarf again. Ever.
Okay, so you notice that, except for Auric, pretty much everyone around the table is kind of in agreement with you. That includes Markel and Tam. Oromar, he glares at Belmera. I hope you're happy. We may be in the poorhouse because of this. You lied to us. You lied to me before. You lied again, and you're still lying today. Nothing has changed with you. It took those stinking gnomes down there to tell me you were here, because your so-called friends were lying as you're lying. So you're all a bunch of liars. Clearly, I cannot trust any of you. Perhaps Gerald's better off not marrying you anyway. And they stand up and leave. They storm out. The entire rest of the tavern is all hushed and staring. Like this is the. He's very loud.
So I lean into our table. I do not know that my father can actually do this, so I hope it does not come down to it.
It sounds like it worked in either case. I see.
He certainly pissed him off.
Well, there are a few things I am good at.
No. The only good news is he's probably still more pissed off at you, Belmera, than us.
This is true.
I mean, he can carry a grudge for a long time. But yeah.
Yeah, I see the rock don't fall too far from the mountain desert.
So, this
well, I mean, you start even for a moment comparing me to him.
What?
I am nothing like him.
Well then, I would recommend not acting like him.
I don't act like him. I don't order bust people around. I don't go on swearing that females are lesser beings or whatever nonsense he has going on. And if you think I have a problem with other races, wait till you hear his version of how the other races are.
Oh, I got a good feel for it. But you do share his anger, his inflexibility, and
bossiness.
His propensity to jump to conclusion.
Yeah. Actually, you're pretty much alike.
I'm pretty much more flexible than he will ever be or ever have been. Even in his youth, I'm pretty sure.
Well, I certainly hope so. because
nothing like him.
Because for good or ill, we've just annexed that for you. I hope we haven't done so to our detriment.
Markel says, is there something you want to tell us?
Yeah.
I
got the feeling I came in the middle there.
We apologize. We apologize for interrupting your festivities. It's not to do with you. We only heard about this after we spoke to you earlier. So it's some rather unfortunate family business for Belmera, but it's over now. Let's continue celebrating.
If she
I
wishes
hope
to
you don't
share.
mind me saying so, Belmera, but your father's a bit of an ass.
Yes. She sits down.
So, as we were saying, congratulations to Sam and Markel.
Thank you. And they top up all your glasses again with this very expensive wine.
Yeah, so
the crowd in the tavern gradually goes back to normal, but you don't even have to make a perception check to know that a lot of the conversations are speculation on what the hell that was all about.
Well, that'll be exciting.
So, after we celebrate with Tam and Markel, we will leave for Cerner. And perhaps during this trip, Belmera, you could shed more light on exactly, everything.
And I say, and I tell you what,
Yes.
and I tell you what, Belmera, we'll how about we order that fourth bed for the house. We've got I'm having the basement room renovated just for you.
Yes. And I have a room in the barn.
Well, thanks for telling me him off.
Well, I just hope that when he sends an angry message to my father, that there are not drastic repercussions.
Oh. Well, I'm pretty sure there will be drastic repercussions for the next many generations of your people, but thanks anyway.
No, it's okay. We don't rely on trade to the north too much.
Well, it's mainly front. So, I don't suspect you guys wear too much metal armor anyway, so.
Yeah. No,
That's fair enough.
in the desert is not good to wear metal armor. Besides, there are smiths of the orc type in the desert that are, I would not say as skilled as dwarves, but they are still very good. And there's always the trade across the seas. In fact, it was a perhaps, I don't know, little over 1 year ago that my father sent a spice representative across to the other continent to introduce them to some new spices. We have not heard back from him yet, but I imagine he's doing well.
Did he happen to go down on a boat?
Well, yes, of course. He took a boat. He's way too far to.
We really should have got that right ourselves. Okay.
That's a good one.
Markel at least clues in that you've had a rough day, and he saw the tail end of it. So him and Tam toast you as well. And then they say, Markel says, in fact, to all dwarves.
To dwarves, I lift my glass.
Okay? It's excellent wine. Very good wine. It's not quite as good as what the lady has, but it's still excellent.
Good enough. That's the important thing.
Yes, and congratulations on your marriage. At least you chose each other, so.
Thank you. We've tried to keep our reputation rather quiet, and well, as I said, there's someone capable that can take over for us and see the lady's wishes through to the end. Good luck with my Thalamar. I hope it all works out for her. Perhaps when it's all done, you can have you over to the house and you could tell us the tales.
I'm sure they'll be thrilling.
So again, more drinking.
Yeah, I'm not going to get drunk. So I mean, I'm fully expecting to get waylaid and beaten to death by dwarves on the way home. So.
DM notes that.
Yeah, but Belmera's only gonna have a single glass of wine.
Okay. It's not super potent wine. It's just really good quality.
She's developed a habit now of like putting a cloth over the top of her glass when she's not drinking.
That's it. That's it. Sniffing. Doesn't trust me.
She uses spindle as a poison tester.
That's right.
Yeah.
So, a couple hours later, Markel and Tam are well into the cups, although they're not, incapable of functioning. When several gnomes rather that you recognize, about 6 of them come into the 3. They look around, they find a seat, and then one of them spots you, Belmera, and comes over.
Would this be the non-existing gnomes?
There are no non-existent gnomes in my campaign. This particular gnome, you would recognize as Yugum, and he comes over to your table. He's kind of balding, thin hair on top. He's short. He's got a craggy kind of face, and he looks up at you. Belmera, I haven't seen you in a long time. This is where you've been hanging out.
She sighs. What do you want, Hugum?
Just being friendly. We're passing through town, Erlin's Emporium, and all that. He elbows you.
Yeah.
I check my pockets.
So
I'm observing this exchange, and I'm wondering if he's an enemy or just a gnome that Belmera happens to know, and she just mistrusts because she already hates gnomes.
Yeah.
And I'm like really curious.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
I'm just amazed she hasn't murdered him yet.
Yeah.
I mean, he touched her.
Me too, a little. So it says, had to stop in town, pick up a few supplies, drop off a few supplies. Same old, same old. So, did you set yourself up here?
I look at Belmera. I say, perhaps introductions are in order.
This is Ugam, the proprietor of Erland's traveling emporium. He's a thief, con man, swindler, and general bad guy.
He smiles. All true.
That's quite a lot. That's quite a lot to put on a business guy. I lean over and I put out my hand for him.
He shakes your hand. He kind of looks at you briefly, shakes your hand. He eyes up the wine. He sits down. He pours himself a glass. Starts sipping at it.
I will check your pockets.
I say, no, he seems professional enough. I don't think he would. I don't think he'd do that here.
No need to try robbing your friends. Plenty of rubes and.
Oh, you don't rob friends anymore. How new?
Never robbed you of a thing. You got paid.
That's not how I remember.
You didn't like the pay.
You mean the pay of being left on the road with only the clothes I was wearing? Is that the pay we refer to?
Well, you didn't like the pay we were offering, so
Well, the pay of nothing isn't pay.
the job was done. You got educated. You learned the trade.
Well, let's not bicker and argue about the past. You have business in town then?
Yeah, we'll be in town for about a 10-day.
Oh, nice.
Resupplying, dropping some off, you know. You look at speaking of which, are you looking? We can hook you up.
Well, actually, I think she just stocked up for a bit of time with, but we're I think we're good.
Yeah, but down here we're all friends. I mean, I can hook you up. I can hook you up with spores, not just the haze. You can grow your own. You know how hard that shit is to grow.
Maybe we'll talk about it later. We're
Talk to her, thanks. What do you say, Belmera?
This is just fiddling with her bolt.
He leans in and he whispers. You got it all here at the table. He whispers, I've got spores. Yeah.
She closes her eyes for a moment, trying to concentrate. Yeah, it's tempting, but I'll think about it. She says.
Okay, we'll be in town for a 10-day. He slams back the line, gets up. Thanks there, Gray. Grow, whatever. He walks back to where all the other gnomes were.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, whatever indeed.
She releases her clenched fist, with the knuckles completely white.
Yeah.
Is he the one that stole whatever it was from you?
Yes.
And is it likely he still has it?
No, he probably sold it or pawned it or...
I turn and give John a dirty look. It's like let's not start that right now. Honestly, I think we've got enough on our plate. Just yeah.
I mean, they're all thieves, so whatever. It's long gone.
Well,
And,
we should get some sleep before heading out tomorrow morning, right?
I'm trying to not to contemplate murder anymore. So
Good.
New Year's resolution.
yeah.
Try not to murder.
We'll try not to contemplate murder, so
Yeah. Baby steps.
that'll be hard for any of us.
That's it. Baby steps. So, yeah. So, hey, Belmera, maybe you should spend the night at our place in case your father and his and the rest of your family decide get ideas to come and just snatch you. Better you're with us.
Yeah. Are the Kippets gone?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, Kibbits are gone.
Okay.
In the interest of this new honesty policy we seem to be developing, I will tell you that there may be Nope. But no.
Oh, yes, he's definitely trying to turn in.
If you say so.
She looks at Grim.
I'm gonna be sleeping. I already have my room set up. I already have your old room set up for me. So you'll be having the common room.
I mean, what is it? I mean, this day can't possibly get any worse. So.
No, it was just that you'd be sleeping in the common room.
Yeah, that's it.
Faye comes over. She says, will you be staying the night, Belmera?
No, not tonight, Faye.
And what about your lady friend? Will she be coming back?
No, she won't be coming back.
They had a
Okay.
bit of a falling out.
Oh, that's terrible.
Yeah,
Okay.
I do apologize for my father. I give her a couple of crowns for the table.
Okay, they quickly disappear into a pouch. She smiles. That's okay, dear. No need to bother, but she says as she scoops up the coins.
Yeah.
And she says, well, we'll keep the room for the 3 days you paid for it. If your lady friend wish to come back.
If anyone asks about where we live, if you could just forget, we'd appreciate that.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, specifically Belmera's family. They're, as you saw, they're rather unsavory. We just don't want them. We just don't want them starting trouble. We're trying to protect Belmera here, you know.
She says, well, I don't like to lie, but how about this? How about you don't tell me where you're going, and if they ask, I don't know where you are.
Perfect. I get up and I give her a hug and a kiss on the cheek.
Okay,
Yeah.
well, you literally tower over. You don't have to get up to do that. She's a halfling.
Okay. That's true. I was gonna say I'm about twice her height or 3 times.
That's right.
So
she blushes slightly and then smiles and moves away. Markel and Tam, they say, well, we're going to get some sleep. I'll have to Golfnor in the morning. And not too early.
There is a room upstairs, number 2. You're more than welcome to have it for the evening. Because Belmera was going to use it, but she is staying with us tonight. Our gift to the newly, not quite weds.
It's paid for.
And clean.
So Markel gives him a look that Miguel gives Tam a look that says, and Tam grins and nods at him. And they go upstairs.
And this is how Tam gets kidnapped and held for ransom for the whereabouts of Belmera.
Yeah.
That's right. The room,
Well, no, she gets kidnapped because they think she looks like. They realize Belmera's valid.
the assassin sneaks into a room in the dark. She's a secret female.
They're going to be murdered in their sleep, you watch.
Yeah, because Rob has made dark vision into low light vision, so they can't see that well.
That's right. Female dwarf looks good. So, is there anything else you guys want to accomplish before bed? Anything else you want to reveal or choose not to reveal, Belmera?
Nope, we're going to be leaving in the morning, so we're just going to, I think, head back to our place and turn in. This is my plan.
You guys are going to crash back at home then.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, when you get back home, the wheelbarrow is still in the middle of the room. Piled around it are 4 chairs, like dinner chairs, but no table.
Okay.
There's no mattress yet. Down inside the pit, you can see that Rogi has made some progress.
Nice.
Behind the house, you can see that the framework of the barn is in place.
Nice. Excellent.
And the last thing you see before you go into the house is the light from the lighthouse come on again. One thing Markel mentioned to you is that he mentioned that if you've got time, Firewall asked you to pay him a visit. Not urgent, but if you got time, drop by. And as a reminder, the lighthouse is about 5 miles south of town.
Yeah. Well, that would be the opposite direction from where we're going tomorrow, right?
That's true.
But
That's
it wouldn't
true.
kill
I'm
us to go 5 miles and then turn.
No, I was just double checking.
Yeah.
And he should also know that when someone says that to us, that can go several months.
Yeah. We're not very good at following up on things.
Right. So Firewall never stressed it as urgent.
Yeah, that's fine.
Well, he's an elf. He got time.
Okay. So the evening's going to pass without incident. When you wake up in the morning, It's not quite as cold, but it's overcast.
Mhm.
And we're going to call it right there for this session,
Yeah.
and then tomorrow, next session, you guys can head to the Cerner. Thank you, everyone who's watching. Please comment, and we'll see you all next week.